Hello and welcome to episode 157 of the Skippers View podcast. My name is Dean, and I am running a solo episode today, just kind of was to talk about the Juan Soto saga that consumed our lives for the past, I would say, 10 days. From Thanksgiving on, that's about all you could really talk about, tweet about. I mean, you could tweet about other things, but the only thing that got any numbers or people looked at was Juan Soto. It was crazy. Last night, I took the Twitter account for the podcast, which has we don't really use it. It's like 1,700 followers. And I just wrote Juan Soto with a period. And that was it. Nothing else. And I think it got like 3,000 impressions in like 2 minutes. So there was a good 3 hours last night or 2 nights ago now when this releases, where everyone kind of just was refreshing their page, waiting because the news had come out that the Soto deal was supposed to drop, and it did. And it was a 16-year or 15-year, $765 million contract. I'm going to kind of just pull up Twitter. We can go through some of the reactions here. Oh, there we go. So SportsCenter, which I don't know why SportsCenter is still a thing. It's insane. If you do SportsCenter on Instagram, it's most of the time it's not even sports. It's like memes. Juan Soto's 15-year deal with the Mets is $765 million. LeBron James and Tom Brady's combined career salary earnings is $761 million. That's insane. I don't know if that includes sponsorships and stuff. I'm assuming it doesn't. Let's see. So Patson broke it last night. There's been some news that has come out recently. I'm actually going to pull this up real quick here in the Skippers View banter. So Diamond says apparently a Yankees security guard booted Soto's mom or dad from an area in the stadium in April or May, and there were some negative feelings about it. Then the same guy threw out Soto's driver and chef later in the year, and they had to wait out in the rain. So apparently they're saying that, at least this is what Johnny Lasagna, who is, no surprise, a Yankee fan, is saying. These are one of the reasons that Soto left. Soto just, it's obvious, was going to go for where the money was the entire time. The Yankees were reportedly given an opportunity to counter the $765 million. I believe the Yankees did 6 years, $750 million, or it was $60 million. I think it was $5 million off, but it was a year difference. And the Yankees were given a chance to counter, and apparently they didn't. Now, is that them just knowing that Steve Cohen was going to go up to $800 million potentially, and they just felt like it wasn't worth wasting the time? But there was definitely a point, maybe with the average Mick drama for Red Sox fans, where I thought for a moment that Soto could go to them. But I posted it off my personal account, I think like 5 days ago now. Once the numbers started going over 700 million, and this is not me just saying it now, a lot of Yankee fans are saying it now that they're glad that they didn't sign Soto for this much. But I posted, with Juan Soto contract now rumored to 15 years and $750 million. This is December 5th. $1 million or more. I'm secretly starting to want the Red Sox to get priced out of this. And if it was $635 million, which is the contract that was being reported on early on, here's that tweet, I would be more okay with that, especially with the years of 15. It wouldn't be the 50 million AAV. It'd be more like 45 million AAV or something like that. So now he's making 50 million a year. I think it's like $77,000 net bat or something crazy like that. So he's making more than the average American does in a year per at bat. So yeah, I don't know where I fall in terms of a Red Sox fan. I don't like how now this has transitioned, and I'll go right to this idea that they need to go and sign Alex Bregman. And this reminds me of a few years ago when they didn't get anyone, and Trevor Story was the only big free agent left, and the fan base and even players were pushing the front office to go and sign Trevor Story. I believe Trevor Story was the same age that Alex Bregman is now when he signed that deal. And the Story deal never made sense. He was coming out of Colorado. He was injured. He wasn't playing in Denver anymore, which, if you believe in that or not, I do. The altitude issues. So when he signed the deal, he was 29. Okay, and has not worked out. Alex Bregman currently is, pretty sure he's 29. He is actually older. He's 30. He'll be 31 by when the season starts. So I know for the Red Sox, or no, sorry, for Bregman, he turned down the Astros extension the other day. That if you look at actual value, made sense. If you look at like how much a WAR costs her, and I can find this in a moment. I tweet from somewhere. So I believe one WAR averages out to be like $6.7 million dollars. And scroll here to try to find it. But the Astros offered him the Willie Adames trade. There's a lot that's gone on since there was the last episodes. The Willie Adames deal. That's another one that doesn't make sense to me. Roki Sasaki is posted. He's going to the Dodgers. We'll talk about that in a moment. That's my Ted Williams hat. Okay. Alex Bregman makes $26 million a year off the deal he was just offered by the Astros. He has averaged 3.9 B WAR over the last 4 years. 1.0 B WAR is worth roughly $6.7 million. The deal is pretty much dead on in terms of value. So the Astros gave him exactly what he's been worth the last 4 years. And they offered him, I believe, a 6-year deal. They turned that down. Apparently, Boris and Bregman are looking for over $200 million deal. So for me as a Red Sox fan, I'm like kind of nervous right now that Breslow came out today and said that the Red Sox fans have been waiting. We are looking at the short term and they're going to do something. The Red Sox did offer Soto $700 million. So obviously they're willing to spend, but I just think going and spending for Bregman he's about to be 31 years old. So he's 2 years older than Story was when they signed him to that deal. And it'd be similar. And when you take like inflation and all that into account, it doesn't make sense. What does make sense is this, which is Kyle Tucker is reportedly available. Kyle Tucker and Framber Valdez are reportedly available from the Astros. They're looking to deal them. Both, I believe, are on expire. I know Tucker will be on an expiring contract, and they know they're not going to extend him. They think his contract will be over $400 million now, which it probably will be after the Soto deal. However, I do think that these contracts will have to even out because the Soto deal just doesn't make any sense. I'm completely fine with the Red Sox trading Casas and whatever package for Kyle Tucker. Maybe even Casas, or maybe even Tucker and Valdez for Casas and some sort of package. I know they're looking to potentially trade Marcelo Meyer. I don't love that. I would feel a little bit better if it was in a deal to get a Tucker and a Framber than it would be to get a Garrett Crochet, although you have a little more control with Garrett Crochet. So I do get that. Still, as a Red Sox fan, I'm happy that they're willing to spend. I just don't want them to spend it on the Alex Bregman. Pretty much anyone else right now, I'm okay with them spending it. We'll just kind of scroll through the Twitter page here. Great blog by OC Baseball. He's obviously very excited. Here's some Juan Soto. Would you want your team to spend $800 million on Juan Soto? 63.3% of people said no. 6.7% of people said yes. I imagine those are Mets fans. Greg Amsinger said that the Blue Jays had a 32% chance to get Juan Soto last night, so he should spend a night in jail. By the way, if you're listening on podcast form, I have all of this kind of shared on the screens. If you want to go over to YouTube or X, you can kind of see it there. We're just kind of scrolling through the Twitter page, getting all the news from the past week. All right, this is a good one. Dave Parker and Dick Allen were both elected into the Hall of Fame last night, and I broke down all the players that were eligible right here. You had Dick Allen, who ended up getting in. Okay, he batted .292, 351 home runs, over 1,000 RBIs, almost 2,000 hits. He had an MVP in 1972. He was a Rookie of the Year in 1964, 2-time home run leader, 7-time All-Star. So unfortunately, he passed away in 2020. You had Ken Boyer. He didn't get in. You had Josh Donaldson, who was a Negro League player. Steve Garvey, who I'm still a little surprised he hasn't gotten in. He won an MVP in 1974, 10-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner, 2,600 hits. You have to imagine he will get in eventually on a similar committee. Vic Harris, same deal, Negro League player and manager. Tommy John, At this point, Tommy John would get in because he only has almost 300 wins, but he has 231 losses. But if anything, just because he's Tommy John and everyone knows who he is at this point because of the surgery. There's a photo there of his scar. Dave Parker, which this is kind of like a feel good story, or feel good in the sense that he's still alive. He is sick. I believe he has Alzheimer's or I think it's Parkinson's. But 290 career batter, 339 home runs, 1,500 RBIs, 2,700 hits, 471 slugging percentage, 339 on base percentage. He has an MVP, 7 All Stars, 2 World Series, 3 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers, an NL batting champion twice in 1977 and 1978. There's him ripping a cig. So it was anyone who was worthy of getting elected. It was Dave Parker, and actually there was a $10 autograph for Dave Parker at the car store that I work at, and I just didn't buy it. It was stupid. I wasn't really thinking. And I went in to go get it a few days ago, and someone had grabbed it. But all right, so got some Soto. You got new Hall of Famers. Let's see what else. Kind of just scrolling through everything here. Again, more Soto. The Willie Adames deal. I don't really know how I feel about it at this moment. I'm going to want to talk about it a little more with Will from Overdue Sports, as he's a Dodgers fan, but he follows the Brewers. Again, the Giants with Buster Posey. It's the biggest deal in Giants history. I think it beats Buster Posey's $167 million deal that he had signed. And I just don't see, every year you go into it, and at least for me the past few years when we've been doing these rankings, and I always have the Giants making the playoffs because I think they're going to sneak in. Willie Adames, again, anytime you have a 29, 30-year-old player, I have hesitance for giving these big deals. So that's just me. Did you do more Juan Soto? This is a great blog by Sammy Horvath, who is another writer that just joined our team. So I'll kind of go through we've got a few new people who've joined. Julian Jacobson also wrote a blog. Okay, so Roki Sasaki, it's been one of the last things I talk about. There was a report that he didn't want to go to the Dodgers because he felt that he wouldn't get as much. Because again, he's not going to make a lot of money coming this early to the MLB. So the contract's going to be what the contract is. It's not a lot. It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot comparative. So he's going to make most of his money off endorsements. He apparently was concerned that he would get less endorsement money if he joined Yamamoto and Ohtani with the Dodgers, which it doesn't add up. He's going to get way more exposure being on the Dodgers with Ohtani and Yamamoto than he would anywhere else. He apparently has a good relationship with Yu Darvish, but Yu Darvish is like 38 years old at this point. Saki's still super young. He's got a few more years before I think he's like 5 or 6 years before he's going to get a big deal. And frankly, in those 5 or 6 years, the Dodgers theoretically could definitely win another 2 World Series. So if he wants to go somewhere to make endorsement money in the meantime before he can go get his deal, it just makes sense for him to go to the Dodgers. They have great development. They have a lot of pitchers. So 1, they could do a 6-man rotation. 2, I don't think they would put Sasaki in the bullpen, but you never know. Maybe they make him a long reliever to start and kind of ease him into the MLB. Again, he's very young. He's 2 or 3 years younger than Yamamoto was when Yamamoto came over. So I don't know. I know that they did a innings limit on him the past few years in kind of preparation of him moving over to the MLB. But again, if the idea is to make endorsement money, maybe you could argue going to the Mets with Soto, being there now, that there's going to be more, and you got Senga over there, that there could be more endorsement money over there. I just don't think anything touches the amount that Ohtani makes in Los Angeles and the amount of money that Los Angeles produces, and they're guaranteed to go into the playoffs for the next 6 years. So anyone thinking he's going to go somewhere else, there's nothing that really makes sense for that. This, which you can actually see behind me, even though my box is really small right now, this is a Ted Williams signed hat that was gifted to me the other day. I put it in a nice little glass box. I just walked around wearing that at the card store for hours the other night. So it's pretty sick. I had to get it stickered with a JSA thing. I will eventually do that. But I honestly I'm not going to sell this. This is a gift, and also it looks sick. And it's Ted Williams, who's my favorite player of all time, so I have no reason to. this is the last thing that we're just going to talk about, kind of what's to come. This was a debate that Brett, who, no offense to Brett, I mean, I'm not trying to dog on him, but I don't think he's written a blog in close to a month. He's been busy. That's fine. But he came out hot the other night out of nowhere with this Garrett Cole, Anthony Rizzo debate, how it's more Anthony Rizzo's fault for that play in Game 5 of the World Series than it is Garrett Cole, and that all Yankee fans agree, so on and so on. He just was arguing with me and Will. Look, I haven't played baseball. I was never great at baseball. I was fast, but I could not hit the ball. Brett didn't play baseball past 8th grade either. So this idea that either of us should be commenting on like the spin of a ball and whose play it is, typically not going to. It was clear as day whose fault it was. Garrett Cole did not start going towards the bag. He just started pointing at the bag. So you could argue Rizzo should have made more of an effort. But when he turned around and Cole was just standing there and you have Mookie Betts flying down the line, there's going to be like a split second of like, what are you doing, Garrett Cole? And that split second's the difference between Mookie Betts being safe and Mookie Betts being out. To me, it's 100% Garrett Cole's fault. 293 people voted, and 78.2% of our followers also said it was Garrett Cole's fault. So Brett, hopefully you're listening. Just kind of let that sink in for a moment. So I want to be done here in 3 minutes. Do like a quick 20-minute episode. We've got, I think, like 4 more writers that have joined us. So this will kind of act as like my year review for the Skipper's View. I don't plan on really doing an episode between now and the new year. Maybe I'll do one over Christmas break. But really, this is going to be kind of Brett's thing with bringing people in. Kind of, my hope is to have like a rotating group of people popping in, talking about different things. And I think the plan is to have a few more podcasts under the Skipper's View umbrella, and that would kind of help with the behind the scenes of that stuff. And then obviously run the blog, run the social medias, and all that. But just over the past week or so, we've brought in a few more people. So I'm just gonna kind of run through who we have right now on the team, kind of going into 2025. So we have myself, we have Brett, we have Sam from Discuss Baseball, we have Mikey OC, who's great, and he's been killing it with some threads lately. So definitely go check that out. We've got Will from Overdue Sports. We have Jeb Mays covering the Braves. We have Nathan Grace writing about the Red Sox. We have Stats Brad, Nick's Picks, Isaac Rolfman, who's also an insane social media like guru. So go check out his threads as well. We have Julian Jacobson, who was friends with Mikey OC. He came on. He's been writing some great blogs as well. So if you're not subscribed to our website, you really should be, because that's where most of our content kind of is. We have Dan Portels, who is this also like a crazy Mets social media guy. He's friends with Mikey OC, or Mikey OC. I don't know if Mikey OC is actually friends with him, but he wanted me to reach out to him, and he's super talented. So I did. And I said, hey man, like I'll set you up. Like if you ever want to write blogs, because what I've noticed is there's a lot of people who writing articles is tough in terms of like being able to send it out to a good amount of people. And we've been blessed enough to have, we're closing in on 800 email subscribers, and then when we put it on Twitter, it goes out to 10,000 people, and it goes across all of our different accounts. So it could be seen by 50,000-60,000 people on X. So I told him, I was like, just if you want to write, you can write. So that's another guy who's kind of joining in. And then the last two, Sam Horvath, who just wrote a blog the other day, definitely go check that out. And Louis Analysis, who's from Belgium. So the Skipper's View has now gone international, which I did not expect. We've been looking more for, I don't know, like Florida writers or like more West Coast writers. Julian is actually a West Coast writer. He follows the Angels. So if you're a West Coast person in Los Angeles and you want to check that out, we have Overdue covering the Dodgers. We have Julian covering the Angels. The fact that we have a Padres fan from Belgium now in our group and writing with us is hilarious. So kind of looking forward to that. But overall for the year, kind of like the year in review for Skipper's View, website, we significantly surpassed kind of what the goal was. I had kind of like doubled. For a lot of things, I just doubled. So I took what we did last year, and I doubled or sometimes tripled kind of what I wanted the numbers to be. And if you look at the website has, I'm going to wait until the new year, but it's kind of close to tripled in terms of clicks and views on the website. So I'm really happy about that. The YouTube, weirdly enough, like I'll do like 5-minute videos of just like all of Juan Soto's hits at Fenway Park, and I'll do like a compilation. Those get like 1,000 views, so it's been nice getting a little more traction on YouTube. I would like to do more kind of videos just dissecting or reacting to things, almost similar to what I'm doing right now, just a little more tightened up on YouTube, and I would just post everything on X on the website as well. So that's been good. X, I have like 4 accounts on X that I'm like posting off of. Obviously, there's a main, the Skip View account. The followership has not risen to the number I wanted it to be, but the views are going to be close to what I projected, or at least in the ballpark for the main account. Actually, for some of the other accounts, including my personal account, I've already passed like the number of like impressions and engagement and things that I want. I'm trying to just do a little more naturally on that side. We've done a lot of giveaways. I still will do giveaways. I like doing giveaways. It's fun giving cards and boxes and things like that to families and fathers and sons and fathers and daughters and moms and daughters and all that to rip and open and kind of have nice moments with. But I've also dealt with complete crazy people at this point who just claim that they don't get their giveaway and have posted and tried to defame us for some reason. I mean, we haven't had many of them, but there's been a few people who complain about that. We also have had some people who have like followed strictly just because of giveaways and then complain later on that we don't do as many giveaways anymore. And I'm like, okay, so then just don't follow us. So it's a catch-22. I will be doing some holiday giveaways. We'll be working at the card store a lot over the holidays. So I'll probably do like a blaster or something once we get to like Christmas break. Yeah, that's kind of where my head is at right now. I'm thankful for everyone on the team who's been working so hard, and really just like the little community that we built. Like it's a lot of fun. We have 2 group chats on X, and the banter group chat just can go absolutely crazy. And I'm scrolling through it right now, and it's just hundreds and hundreds of messages. But it's nice because you got 15 people now in this little baseball creating world who kind of just feed off of each other and give ideas, and I think it's really helpful, especially for all these guys who, I mean, a lot of them, this is hopefully, I think their dream is for it to be their career in some sense. I don't think this will ever be my career, although it's definitely turning into something a little larger than I think I expected. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking really forward to 2025. In terms of bigger plans, I don't have any major things to announce right now. I am going to be looking for kind of sponsorships, and I think with that we could probably pump out a little more content, because we just have so many people on the team right now that I think are motivated to do so. And then yeah, there's a few other like little things that I've been talking about with people, more X Spaces, more podcasts. So we'll see. It's a weird world, like this baseball online world. It's changed so much in the last year, and the algorithms change and all of that. But it's been fun, and again, for the followers that we have, I'm actually working on like a thank you right now, because we have Substack will rank followers based on like how often they open stuff and how often they engage with stuff, like 1 to 5 stars, and we have like 400 5-star followers on Substack, which is a pretty decent amount, like percentage wise. So I'm gonna be sending them something over the Christmas break as well, kind of just as a thank you, because I mean, a lot of those people open every single blog that is sent to them and kind of check it out. So I will kind of like break down the numbers a little bit more in detail after the new year, once I can sit there and be like, this is what we did this year. Because there are some people that I think are interested in that, especially those who kind of want to grow online in this kind of baseball or sport online media world. And it's shifting so much just in the past couple of years that kind of giving some insight and talking to people about it is always fun. But it's about consistency, and it's about kind of quality of content, and also content also being timely with it. But I think the consistency is the biggest thing. And I know for myself and a lot of people on the team, we really were conscious of being consistent this year. Of all the Red Sox series, I did a series review every series. I think I missed like 5 series. And I think this year I'm just gonna, I think I've gotten it pretty down pack where I shouldn't have any problem just getting them out every time. And that was fun. Like, it was fun. Just, it gave me more to do when watching the games. Honestly, I'm watching them and kind of thinking the entire time. I think with baseball, sometimes you put it on, and yes, you could be a huge fan and be engaged, but it can be a slow game, and it's a little fast enough, Rob Manfred. But it could be a slow game, and having kind of like something to focus on in terms of like, all right, I need to be paying attention because I want to add a little more detail to this series review when I put it on the website. It's more, it makes it more fun, makes it more fun to watch. So I'm definitely going to be continue doing that. And then if anyone else wants to join the team, again, we're looking to, I know me and Will, I talked about it, and Sam, trying to get someone for every team, which would be very difficult. I think we keep finding ourselves getting like Mets and Yankee fans right now. So I need to just react to this tweet real quick because this came out as I was going to end. I'm not going to play the audio, but a Yankees fan is convinced the Juan Soto contract will be bad because Soto will stop taking steroids. So the Yankee fans have officially kind of lost it, but I just have to call him out. And he knows. I said it last night. I'm pretty sure he tweeted something. Here we go. Now that I've had the time to sit on the Soto news, you have plenty of time. I mean, you could just react to it. I'm low key. I am low key okay with it. Yes, I'm upset the Yankees lost Soto, but when one door closes, another two open. The Yankees have a lot more money to spend to build a team, not a 1-2, not a 1-2 knockout punch. Okay, I think he's saying like the Judge Soto knockout punch. Okay, get on Brett's Twitter, people. Comment, get him to post a little more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I want to just kind of react to the Juan Soto signing, and I haven't been on in like a month and a half. Once the podcast, it just doesn't really make sense for me right now in the evenings to kind of do it, especially with the amount that I'm doing during the day. But over the break, I'll definitely jump on a few more episodes, and then once the season kind of starts to ramp up, or at least we start to get to the regular season, I'll be on more and more. Then once the regular season is going, I'll be a regular again. But during the off season right now, I think I'm really just focused on, oh, who's this calling me? I'm just really focused on kind of getting the website and the kind of like the whole group exactly where it needs to be for next season, because I think, you know, year 3 of really kind of like, this is the end of year 2 of really grinding. Year 3 is going to be huge, and it's going to be a make or break. So that's it for me. All right. Bye.